We're at dpmarketing.services. Hope you're doing well. Coming at you with a video. We got a request on our YouTube channel. Someone wanted to know, how do we track and measure the lifetime value of a customer for an HVAC or a plumbing contracting company? So great question. And if you're not familiar with the concept of a lifetime value, it's really simple, but it's an important metric to know. Basically, so let's get it out of the trade. So let's talk about McDonald's, right? When you go to McDonald's and you buy a Big Mac and a thing of fries and a medium Coke, McDonald's as a company is making like dimes of profit on you. Not very much, right? But multiply those dimes across millions of people, and those margins add up. What they're really banking on you for is for a lifetime value. So they're banking that not just that you buy a really cheap burger once, but you go several times a year, you give them dimes several times a year, multiply that by the millions, and really that's where you start maximizing your profit year over year over year. Those lifetime values are really important, and doing a little bit of tweaks to improve that value helps you get a lot further. So let's do this. I just made this quick spreadsheet to kind of walk this through, and you'll see, by the way, if you want me to email this to you, just send me a note and say, hey, I'd love to have that lifetime value spreadsheet. I've got this populated with formulas right now. So there's a couple things you need to have on hand. First, we need to figure out what your average purchase value is here. So you can see it right here. If you're using a software like a Skyboss or something like that, you can get a really up-to-date quick view of what your average purchase value is, and in which case you can kind of skip this step. But if you don't know that, if you're not tracking your revenue per sale, if you're not tracking your customers you served, you're going to have to do a little bit of work. So what you're going to do is you're going to take the average revenue over 12 months, and you're going to divide that by the number of jobs you've done over 12 months. Now, to be fair, you can do this over 36 months if you want, or just whatever you want to do. Make sure it's enough time that it's meaningful, at least 12 months, and make sure that these are the same. So make sure you're doing your total revenue over 12 months and your jobs over that same period of time. So if you choose to do 24 months or 36 months or for 60 months, if you want to do 5 years, that's fine. It doesn't matter. No less than 12 months. In this example, I just did this number, right? So I just pretended that our total revenue was 1.3 million, and that in that year we did 2,355 jobs. Okay, so your numbers may vary, but in this spreadsheet we set up, I actually set this up where I can change this whatever I want. So I can say 132,250 if I want, or let's add another 0, and all the numbers change. Or I could say 1.575. Right? You get an idea of. It's just math, right? So whatever your total revenue is over 12 months, and divide that by the number of jobs you served in that same 12 months. And that will get this number right here. So this is your average purchase value. So this means, in this case, if you're a company that has 1.5 in revenue and you serve 2,300 jobs, your average purchase value of a customer is going to be around $668.79. So in this worksheet, right, it auto-populates. And again, I'm just making up these numbers. So this is, your numbers will vary in this little worksheet that we set up. All you do is type in your number here and here. Actually, let me go ahead and make this a little bit easier to recognize that you can change that, and you can change that. Okay, so that's step one. Step two, we need to figure out how often do people purchase from you. So if you're only purchasing, if you have a customer who comes back every year or every 3 years, that frequency is going to matter. So what we're going to do here is, first things first, the number of jobs that you did over 12 months, which if you notice is the same number as here. So I'm not going to recalculate. In fact, if you look here at this field, it's auto-populating here. So if I change this, 25. If I do that, it automatically changes. Whatever this job here is, you're going to put it down here. So in this case, it's 2533. So the number of jobs you did over that same 12 months is 2533. We're going to divide this by the number of unique customers. So if they purchase from you twice, doesn't matter. We're going to throw them out. We want to know specifically how many times that you have a unique customer in that same period of time. So for this made-up example, again, I'm saying 2100. We can change this to 1900 if we want. The math changes, but for right now, we'll just say 2100. And so what we're saying here with this frequency is going to be basically 1.2, almost 1.21 is going to be the average frequency. So what this is saying, most of your customers are new. Now, if this number is higher, right? If you say, hey, of this, I've got 50 current or unique customers, and in that 50 customers, I still did 2,500 jobs. Well, heck, this frequency ratio gets way high, right? So whatever that is fine. But for this, again, I'm just saying 2,100. You're saying most of your customers are new, but you have a handful that stick around. So now what we're going to do is we're going to figure out what's the value of that sort of service. So this is pretty simple. This formula does it for us. We're going to say the average purchase value, in which case this is this figure up here, this 487.56, and we're going to subtract the average purchase frequency, this 1.2, and this will auto-populate here, right? So this gives you a dollar sign of that customer's value to you is $486, right? So you notice when you're doing like this, you're losing a little bit of value off that one instance, right? And that's fine. It's all coming out in the math. But while that's what your average revenue is, this is what your actual customer's value is worth to you for that same period of time. Now, here's where it gets a little bit tricky. So we figured out your average purchase value, figured out your average purchase frequency. We figured out your customer value. Now we're going to be looking at your customer lifespan. So in this example, I just made up and hyped, like out of the blue. So I made it up that the average customer is going to stick with you for 6 years. So you can go back in your book and you can figure out how long do people stick on the books with you and what is the average number of those. So average should be simple, but if you don't know, the total number of years by all of your customers that have purchased from you, and then the number of customers that you've served. So in this case, well, my math is a little bit screwed here. So let me do this. Equals times 6. Let's do that. There, that's better. 2,300. There, yeah. So the reason this is important, we're going to say this is the total number of years. So if you have, in this case, if you're going to say that you have 2,100 customers, and of that, you're going to be stretching those out over 6 years, you're going to get this number here, right? So 2,100 customers times 6, they're here. This is going to be the total number of years of all your customers that have purchased. So it's going to be this number. It's going to be the 2,500. This number is going to be stretched out by 6 years for each of them, right? So in this case, you'll see that your average customer lifespan in this example is about 7 years. So again, your numbers will vary. You can populate them in here, do whatever you want. I'll change this, so you know that's important for you, and that's important for you. In this exercise here, you're saying the average customer lifespan is 7 years. So you're going to show up to a house one time, and on average, you're going to create a customer that's going to last with you 7 years. So now we're getting into lifetime value, right? It's not that one job. It's not reseating a toilet, and it's not repairing a garbage disposal. It's not putting in Freon. It's literally you're thinking the big picture. Now here's where we're going to determine the lifetime value. So average purchase value, average frequency, the customer value, the average customer lifespan, how long are they staying on the books before they move, they switch to a different company, something. Your numbers will vary. Now we're going to look at the lifetime value. So what we're going to do here is take the customer value, in this case the 486, we're going to multiply it by the the customer lifespan. In which case, in this example right now, this auto-populates the A9 times A13 is going to be $3,411.45. So what that means to you in English, for every customer you get, you don't want just that one job, right? You can make your business go off that one job, and you're basically creating new customers every acquisition cycle. It's expensive for you. It's annoying for your customers. If you have unlimited budgets, you can make it work. When you think smart about this, you're going to be focusing on this number. You want to keep customers on the books. You want to find reasons and opportunities for them to use your services. This is going to be service agreements, maintenance plans, seasonal updates, offer to come out and do annual inspections of their appliances, if it's HVAC systems or if it's their plumbing systems, whatever it is. Find ways to keep these guys on the books, because what they're worth to you is $3,411 in this example, which is a heck of a lot better than the $487 that you're getting for that one job. So this is real quick how it is. And then when you start thinking about your marketing decision, you're going to keep this in mind too, right? So this is kind of business management skills, but when you talk about driving marketing decisions for this, it's easy to look at the price you spend and compare it to this number, which is fair. But really, you also want to incorporate this number here too into the equation. So you want to say, yeah, sure, if you're going to spend, let's say $30 on a lead, on a cost of acquisition for an average purchase price of $487, that's not bad. But when you talk about that $40 is now creating a customer that's worth $3,400 to you over the course of 6 years, you're in a really great spot. So I hope this is helpful. I love getting questions like this from you guys, so let us know what you think. Do you have a good grasp on your lifetime value? Actually, and let us know if you want the spreadsheet. I'll be happy to send this to you. So reach out to us, dpmarketing.services. You can always email me directly at ryan@dpmarketing.services, and I'll send you the spreadsheet. But let us know what you thought. If you have any questions, if you have comments, if you want to see other videos, whatever, let us know in the comments below. But that's it. Feel free to follow us on Facebook, subscribe to us on YouTube, and we always try to keep tips like this coming out. So hope you're doing well, and thanks for tuning in.